All right, this is going to start with a video. Awesome. Thanks, Samson.
Okay. The story began in 2016 with a book I wrote, The Peril of RBs, and when the breeding pair of wedge-tailed eagles left my sky. The significance of an apex predator leaving is Mother Nature's way of indicating the ecosystem you are living in has broken. For me, the spiritual aspect is stronger. These wedge-tailed eagles are my totem. They saw the space between life and the other side. I knew I was heading for a collapse, and in January 2017 I had an emotional and physical breakdown. The healthy food I had eaten had given me an autoimmune disease, and all this combined with the stress of borrowing money created a perfect storm, one that pushed me straight into the hands of regenerative farmers and beekeepers. This is the story of my regeneration and how Mother Earth has healed me by giving me the ability to see the truth and allowing me to share the story of many regenerative people along the way. It starts with soil and seed, conserving health, and ends with being profitable, but not in the sense of money, profit in a holistic sense where you become rich in time, health, happiness and environment. We are not superior to this planet. We are a part of the entire ecosystem. We are caught up in the cycles of life, and money doesn't make our lives profitable, but an entire systems approach does. Our health and that of the world we live in is number one. Pain pushes until vision calls. It was a quote by Michael Beckworth. Basically, that's what you saw with that little video. That's I reached my tipping point, and I can gather that there's a few of you in the room that's also been there as well, so you can empathise with this. So my vision was farming revolution. In 2019, with help from a friend, I built a website called farmingrevolution.com.au. What Farming Revolution is a platform to come to so that you can learn about regenerative farming and eventually regenerating your life. And this is where there'll be a directory tab along the top where you will find the Regenerative Business Directory. So what I'm trying to create is a new business culture in a changing climate. Combining capitalism with collaboration and networking, this is the fundamental concept for independent success. And the independent success is the really important part, because we all have the potential to have small businesses and to be completely independent from that business model that we are all a part of and being forced into at the moment. So we are the new generation, the regeneration. That's Martin and I having a bit of fun. That was the first live I'd ever done. So I would like to introduce myself with my values, trust and respect being at the top. And only with these two values, when people trust me and respect me, am I successful. So with the Farming Revolution YouTube channel, I've gained trust and respect for people to tell their stories just like you. I always make sure I've got their permission to want to tell your story. And these are really important because I want you to ask yourself today, what are your top values and do they align with me and the Regenerative Business Directory and what I'm trying to do? So there I am as a 44-year-old. So what you saw before I was 41, I was in hospital and I was in excruciating amounts of pain. So regeneration was my friend. It's a verb to regenerate. It means to make better, to grow, to bring more vigorous life to an area. That includes our own human bodies that have suffered damage or degradation. And the Latin is regenerare, which literally means create again. So my little thing is to improve what you've got using the things that you have. So basically, regeneration is not expensive, but it is extremely valuable. Once you work through the complexity of life, everything becomes crystal clear. And something as simple as growing my first ever carrot, although it's quite a unique carrot, it gave me great joy, as you can see from my smiley face. Okay. So welcome to the Regenerative Business Directory, and I was really hoping it would be up and live today so that you could all be the first people, but unfortunately my website designer, she's creating this from scratch, so she's doing all the coding and everything, and it's been a bit of an uphill battle, but she wants to make it as top shelf quality as possible, which I'm very grateful for. So basically this will be available, like I said, on my website, and you just press the directory button and up pops this, the only directory dedicated to Australian regenerative businesses. All right, so my favourite little thing, this is a bit of imagery, and this can represent anything that you want it to in your own minds, but for me it was a snowflake, and because when you have lots of snowflakes together you build a snowball, and then when you put the snowball at the top of a mountain you create an avalanche, and I kind of like chaos, and avalanche sounds really good to me. So Farming Revolution was created as a platform, but also it's like this circulating flux of energy that moves around. So in this room at the moment, although I'm a bit nervous, I'm the energy circulating. And so if you can imagine, all those circles we're walking into a conference room, and there are all the tables with the white tablecloths, and there's all the chairs around the outside. All the tables represent the categories. So for some of you, you would be seed suppliers and growers. So one of those tables would be allocated to you. For me, I'd be a storyteller. I'd be on another table. For the coaches SRF, you would be on another table. And basically this room, this is not done with conferences. We all go to a farming conference, or we go to a beekeeping conference, or we go to a health conference. There's never been this situation where under one roof, everybody who's aligned with their values and their values and just being like-minded, and when you strike up a conversation, you just know exactly who that person is that you're talking to. It doesn't exist. So take that concept and transfer it to being online, and these are the categories that you'll have. So it's across the spectrum, like I said. On top of that, there's biological applications, compost products, worm farming, food boxes, restaurateurs, so dining out, farm machinery, livestock, if there's anybody here grazing. But you see, on here, as customers, we can all use this. This is what we see. And so we can find, I want some honey. So what you do is you click on here. Sorry, thank you. And so basically this is all on one page, so you scroll down, but I had to obviously take the screenshots. And what will pop up is wherever you are on the planet, the map will pop up of the area that you're at, and so will all the other regenerative businesses that are on the directory. And you can zoom out and you can zoom in. Now if you say specifically wanted honey, you could actually type in on the search bar, and only the honey businesses would come up in your area. And this is really, really important, because as customers we can see who's out there and obviously do business with you, but also at the same time as businesses you can do business with each other as well. So I just used an example yesterday. So we know in WA that there's going to be a shortage of seed suppliers. So what you can do is say, okay, who's in my area who's also growing seeds? Can we collaborate, get together? I've got this business opportunity, and if we get together and produce, say, 100 tonne of seed, I can only produce 20 tonne, but if I get you and you and you involved, we can all do this together. So that's the networking possibilities in this directory. So what is the value? Of course, notice I said value, not cost. So the value of this is basically priceless as far as I'm concerned, but it will cost you $1 a day plus GST, so that's $1.10 a day. Over the year it would be $405.50 a year. It's just the way it worked out. That includes GST. But my goal is, as Farming Revolution, as that flux of energy that's around supporting and promoting and endorsing your businesses, my success is when you are successful. So what I'm trying to create is a new customer for you every single week, and hopefully more. If you could get 50 or 100 new customers, that's great. And for $7.70 a week, that's pretty affordable, I reckon. And for me to be successful is that trust and respect. So I would like to become, well, not me, but Farming Revolution would like to become a household name. And this has huge impact on your fan base, but for both customer and businesses. So this networking opportunity is absolutely gold, whether you're a customer or a small business, but particularly if you are a small business. If you can get your mind into that thinking of, if we are all together collaborating and working together, this will be a success. So what do customers want? Well, this is what I would like. One place to go to find businesses that we can trust. So it's an easy thing to do. I just go, instead of Googling everything and finding this person and finding that person, I just go to the farmingrevolution.com.au, go to the directory and find exactly what I'm looking for and whether they're in my local area. The truth about health, and as we know, most of you in this room will understand that the pharmaceutical industry is not on our side. And so we want the truth about health and the way food is grown. So that's to do with the trust and education, and Farming Revolution's very big on storytelling and the education side. And you guys understanding the soil health equals our health. It's just a win-win for all of us, especially the customer. So we all want to support small businesses. The government might say that we don't, but we do. As small people, we like being loyal. Support ethical businesses, that gives us the peace of mind, because this is the new culture, remember, in a changing climate. This is not the old way. Feel good about my actions and align with my values, that's the satisfaction. And value for money, so I don't mind paying more if all of that criteria above there is met. Most importantly, what people don't understand is true profit. So value for synergy. I've just made that up, but I thought that sounded pretty good. Is my health better? Do I have more energy? Does it take less time? Is it affordable? Is it easy to use? Is there quality service? Am I satisfied with my actions? Is the environment being rewarded because of our actions? And that comes back to the trust. Am I being sold something or given something, or am I a part of something that's actually real and true and is doing what it says it's doing, rather than that whole greenwashing or whitewashing or whatever you call it. So what do our customers need? We know what they need, they might not, but they need to be educated to make the right decisions where their health is concerned. Health does not come at the bottom of vitamin pills. It's all synthetic, we know that. It comes from the quality regenerative food that we all grow and the way that we bring up our livestock. So Farming Revolution and every small business in here has aligned their values with each other. So we all know that whatever you say, I say, we all say, and we're all coming out with the same conclusion at the end of the day. To understand what true profit is, are they truly profiting from their lives? That's the synergistic value, because there's so much focus on money, and money doesn't make you happy. And the thing that I sort of mention is, when you are caring for people that are dying, that if you ask them a question, what is the one thing that you wish that you had accomplished or achieved when you were living? Nobody says, I wish I had $1 million in the bank. Everybody says, I wish I'd spent more time with my loved ones and that sort of thing. Okay, so a new business culture in a changing climate, what's next? So if you are interested, if you didn't realise that you had a small business idea and now that you do, because this is such an amazing opportunity, leave your details on the expressions of interest clipboard, which is... Oh yeah, I had that, I might have it. Did I have that? You gave it to me, did I give it back to you? Oh, sorry. That's one thing I forgot about. Well, anyway, I'll get your details. Check out farmingrevolution.com.au. Hopefully by the end of the month there will be a directory tab, but if you leave your details, I'll contact you directly to make sure you don't miss out. Have a look at the honesty box checklist to clarify if you are a fit, and that sort of will be a list of questions on my website. I haven't actually got my head around it yet, but it will happen by the end of the month. Subscribe to YouTube channel at Farming Revolution and watch the other regenerative business videos, directory videos, and come and have a chat with me today or send me an email, tamsin@farmingrevolution.com.au. How am I going for time? Because I do have, am I good for time?
Please keep going. I'll be brief. You got nearly finished?
Yeah, I'm pretty fit. This is I just want to show you the YouTube channel. Okay, so this is Martin's 4-way seed grading. It's at the top of the page at the moment because it's one of the really interesting ones, and everybody seems to be really interested in what he's doing, and as you've all met him, he's a bit of a character. But anyway, so if you go along the top, home, videos, shorts, go to playlists and press on the playlist, and then up will pop the playlists, and you're not actually on this, but the Regenerative Business Directory is the important one. As equally important as Martin's. Okay, next one. And then up will pop this screen, and they're all my other videos if you wanted. So the actual demonstration on how to use it. So what I've sort of whizzed through today, you can have a better look. Then the concept behind it, why marketing has failed. I've done a couple of marketing courses, and I just thought there's something missing here. And it's literally word of mouth is way better than anything else. And sort of these conference areas where you can talk and network, so that it just doesn't happen online. And then my other presentation I did, that was about a closed loop system. That's really quite simple, but when you ask somebody if you understand what a closed loop system is, they probably can't explain it. But when you have it explained to you, it is really, really easy. And then the other spotlight snippet I did, literally on the back seat of the ute, because I was filming at the time, going around the country. And that was with Rochelle, SRF. And yep, there we go. I do a series called In the Back of the Ute, and it is literally in the back of the ute with anybody who is interested. If you've got a ute here and you want to have a conversation about regenerative stuff, whether it's your business, whether it's your life, whether it's just what's going on and what needs to happen, then feel free to grab me and I just get the cameras out and we have a good old yarn. So there is a series, I think I'm up to almost 40. And that's it, you tell me, I invite you to tell me your story. Because one of the things I have learnt with being a coach is, unless you invite somebody to do something, you don't get anything. Yes. So I'll just leave you with that. So just again, a new business culture in a changing climate. Thank you, I think I can breathe now. Are there any questions? Okay, phew.
Sorry, when's it due to be?
Hopefully end of February, like in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So Kelly was hoping to have something mini, like a mini thing that you could actually sign up and get onto it today. But unfortunately, yeah, she's just got a bit more to do.
So it's a fee to take a position in it, but what about the public? They can just access it easily?
Yes, yeah, it's free for customers. Yeah, absolutely. And so I probably didn't emphasise, but I do on one of the other videos, is that this is not going to work if everybody doesn't talk about it. So talking is really important and saying, you know, have you seen the Regenerative Business Directory? Because that's how we could become a household name. It's not about fame and fortune for me, it's about everybody working together and just getting this new business culture happening.
Well done.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for letting me do that.